Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 leaks are starting to paint a pretty clear picture of Samsung's next flagship foldable, and if the early information holds up, this phone is shaping up to be a refinement year rather than a full redesign. The Galaxy Z Fold 8 is expected to launch alongside the Galaxy Z Flip 8, and it may share the spotlight with Samsung's rumored wide foldable as well, so Samsung's foldable lineup for 2026 could be bigger than ever. Just keep in mind, everything you're hearing right now about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 is based on leaked details, CAD renders, rumors, and insider claims. Specs, pricing, and even the final design can still change before launch, especially as Samsung gets closer to production and carrier partnerships. Now, the biggest question most people are asking is the Galaxy Z Fold 8 release date. The current expectation is a July launch during Samsung's second Unpacked event of the year. A rumored date floating around is July 22nd, and London has been mentioned as a possible event location. Even if the exact day shifts, the timeline points to early Q3 2026, which matches Samsung's recent foldable release pattern. As far as models go, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 is rumored to follow the same approach as its predecessor, one global chipset. Strategy instead of region splits. The leak says Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy will power the Z Fold 8 worldwide. That for Galaxy label typically means an optimized or slightly overclocked version tuned specifically for Samsung's flagships, and it's a key detail for anyone who cares about performance, thermals, and sustained speed in a thin foldable. Chassis memory and storage options are also starting to sound familiar, but still premium. Right now, the rumored configurations include 12GB and 16GB of LPDDR5X RAM paired with 256GB, 512GB, or 1TB of storage. Storage is expected to be fast UFS, either UFS 4.0 or possibly UFS 4.1, depending on what Samsung ships this year. For power users, the 16GB plus 1TB model is likely to be the no-compromises version, especially for multitasking, heavy camera use, and productivity workflows on the big inner screen. Now let's talk Galaxy Z Fold 8 price, because foldables never come cheap and these rumors don't suggest a price drop. The leaked pricing claims the Z Fold 8 could start at $1,999 for the 256GB model in the US. The 512GB version is tipped at $2,199, and the 1TB model could reach $2,499. If those numbers are accurate, Samsung is basically keeping the Fold on the same premium tier as the Galaxy Z Fold 7, unless last-minute component costs, especially memory pricing, force adjustments. Design-wise, Galaxy Z Fold 8 renders based on CAD leaks suggest Samsung is sticking very close to the Galaxy Z Fold 7 look. In fact, from a distance, it may be hard to tell them apart. The overall shape, the hinge style, and the rear camera layout are all rumored to be extremely similar, including the familiar camera island in the top left corner with 3 vertically stacked cameras. The cover display camera hole is expected to be centered near the top, while the inner display camera cutout is rumored to sit slightly to the right rather than perfectly centered, roughly around the upper portion of the screen. The frames are expected to stay flat and sharp, with physical buttons on the right side. The volume keys sit above the power lock button, and the overall build is expected to continue with an aluminum frame like the previous generation. Bezels on both screens are expected to be thin and uniform, and the main foldable panel should keep raised protective bezels designed to reduce display-to-display contact and improve durability during folding. One detail that doesn't seem to be going away is the table wobble. With a protruding camera island and camera lenses that stick out further on top of it, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 will almost certainly rock slightly when placed flat on a table without a case. That's been a consistent foldable reality for a while, and this design doesn't look like it's fixing it. For dimensions, the leaks suggest the Galaxy Z Fold 8 could measure around 158.4 x 143.2 x 4.5mm when unfolded, and approximately 158.4 x 72.8 x 9mm when folded. That 4.5mm unfolded thickness is especially notable because it reinforces Samsung's focus on keeping the Fold ultra-thin in tablet mode, which helps it feel more like a real slate instead of a chunky folding gadget. On the display side, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 specs are rumored to include two 120Hz dynamic AMOLED panels with LTPO tech. The main inner display is tipped to be about 8 inches, while the cover display is rumored around 6.5 inches. If those sizes are accurate, Samsung is continuing the trend toward a more usable outer screen while also slightly expanding the inner canvas for multitasking, media, and productivity. Another interesting leak. Samsung may use dual-layer UTG, ultra-thin, glass, on the main foldable panel. If true, this could be aimed at improving durability, reducing crease visibility over time, or simply making the inner screen feel more solid and premium under your finger. Battery is another area where the Fold 8 could get a real quality of life upgrade. The rumor points to a 5,000 mAh battery, which would be a major step up from the 4,400 mAh battery on the Galaxy Z Fold 7. Foldables need all the battery help they can get because they're powering 2 displays and often running heavier multitasking loads than standard phones. On top of that, 45W wired charging is rumored, which would also be an improvement over the Fold 7's reported 25W wired charging. Faster charging plus a bigger battery is exactly the kind of upgrade Fold users tend to feel every day, especially if you actually use the inner screen as intended. Camera leaks suggest Samsung is keeping the main camera strategy strong while upgrading the ultra-wide. The rumored setup includes a 200MP main camera with a 1 or 1.3-inch sensor size, which sounds like Samsung is sticking with a high-resolution flagship class main shooter. The ultra-wide camera is tipped to jump to 50MP, which could mean better detail, better low light, and improved ultra-wide video. The telephoto camera is rumored to remain 10MP, so if you're hoping for a huge zoom leap, the current leaks don't really point to that. But the ultra-wide upgrade could be the most noticeable improvement for travel shots, group photos, architecture, and everyday fit more in the frame use. So the big question, should you wait for the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 or buy a Fold 7 now? Based on what's leaked so far, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 doesn't look like a dramatic redesign. The changes sound more like smart upgrades, newer Snapdragon performance, potentially better efficiency, a larger 5,000 mAh battery, faster 45W charging, and a stronger ultra-wide camera. If you're on an older Fold, like Fold 5 or Fold 6, those improvements could absolutely feel worth it, especially battery and charging. But if you already own a Galaxy Z Fold 7, the leaks suggest you may not see enough difference to justify upgrading unless Samsung surprises us with additional features, major camera processing improvements, or meaningful durability upgrades that aren't fully reflected in the current rumors. For now, the safest way to think about the Galaxy Z Fold 8 is this. It's shaping up to be Samsung polishing an already familiar formula, pushing performance, battery, charging, and display tech forward without reinventing the Fold's identity. And as more credible Galaxy Z Fold 8 leaks come in, the real story will be whether Samsung is saving its biggest changes for software, hinge durability, crease reduction, or that rumored wide foldable that could redefine the lineup.